Yo, old hack. Honestly, this is one of the greatest shows that I've seen that has powerfully portrayed the impact, the long-term implications and impact of intergenerational trauma. Hello friends, welcome back. By the time you guys are watching this, I think my new Yapper only exclusive, which is on Patreon, for Rasker Does Not Dream, or called My Bunny Senpai, should be out. Very exciting. The show's been really good. Extremely fascinating and bizarre plot, but I'm a big fan with a lot of psychological undertone. Anyway, very excited for today's recording. What else can I say besides last episode was my favorite episode? So was the one before, so was the one before, and probably this week's as well. Assassination Zero, Helix C, and Junior Maru are the founding sponsors here. Thank you so much for your support since day one, truly, and every single Patreon family and YouTube members out there. Seriously, sit back and hope you enjoy. Alrighty. Also crazy, the animation upgrade with budget increase even in opening sequence, and I'm very excited to watch the opening sequence and analyze it for the season finale. Back to the fortress. Dang. Yo, Luolan is cold. No words. Just move aside. No words, no commands, just a hand gesture. Lady Luolan. She wants to talk to Mao Mao. Dude, Mao Mao seems so in her element. If you're just coming into this episode with no context, you would have no idea in a million years that Mao Mao is being kidnapped and she's being held here against her will, with her life being in grave danger by Lady Shenmei. You would have no idea. She is so in her element. I love it. Immortality. So immortality potion in Chinese is called 长生药. 长生药 right here. 长生 means immortal. 药 means potion or medicine. Oh, the coma, self-induced coma medication was by the previous apothecary who died. Legit. He was a qualified and a professional indeed. With a sip of a cup. Yeah, Shenmei, you know what's that called? That's called the plastic surgery, my lady, huh? I don't know, I'm laughing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, poor rats, poor science lab. Your life's banging on it though. She heard her. Wow, so Luoran's not even going in because she overheard Mao Mao, her declaration. I too have pride in my work as an apothecary. She literally chuckled. She's like, I don't need to worry about Mao Mao. She is in her element, like I said. Let's go, Mao Mao. Show Shenmei what you got. I love the camera focusing on those bars, metal bars outside of her room to remind the audience that nonetheless, she is still a prisoner against her will, no matter how comfortable she is. You know? Lady Shenmei is gonna come out. Mao Mao could smell gunpowder across the freaking concrete floors and the barriers in between. Mao Mao, are you a cat or are you a dog? Mao Mao, this is impressive. The fact that you can smell gunpowder. But yeah, I mean, presumably that means there's another armory below her, because this is a fortress and they're clearly preparing for the war. And the little storage house they had in the other village, the Fox village, was tiny. So that's probably where they do have like the blueprints and some experiments. But I'm guessing the mass production and the actual assembling line happens here. Again, within the safety of the fortress. There are strongholds in preparation for the presumably all-out civil war. Very good concern. Is that from Lolan?
針金逃げろ声
Yeah, in this winter with this thin outfit.
お前の差し金か。
おびき寄せるねえ
Oh, that was a young sir. Oh, he meant well, but really, my guy, you so underestimate the guards. Like, come on, right? This isn't a kids play, but I get it, you meant well. 第45话 episode 45. Taiban. I actually don't know what the kanji means. I think the first one actually I do. First one is like a cocoon. It's like a cocoon phase caterpillar, like a bug. But it's a specific. So that it's two parts. Upper part of that kanji means like grass or plant, herb. The bottom part means insect. So it usually means some sort of cocoons or caterpillar insect in the winter usually. And then the second word usually means like it's an enclosed space. So again, I could be wrong, but to my understanding, it's probably is referring to like an enclosed space where they have different insects like fight against each other and survival of the fittest remains. It's like a competitive sports they do in China. So I'm not really sure what that means here. Maybe just referring to survival of the fittest.
どういうつもりだろうか何のことかな
Aww.
お前が仕向けた
Oh, look at Sui Rei's like red mark right here underneath her hair. That means she probably got slapped again by Shinmei. That stresses me out, dude. Shinmei is sociopathic, clearly, and extremely cruel.
何のことでしょうかガキなりに私を助けようとしてくれたんだよな
He knows.
子供の朝知恵とはいえバレたらさすがにヤバかろう
Yeah.
俺は遊んでただけだよついでに見張りがサボっ
Sui Rei saw the hidden note in Mao Mao's layers of clothes, and I'm sure Sui Rei is going to distract the guard and make sure that's not being discovered to protect both. Because remember, which has been established in the previous episodes, Sui Rei and Luolan are not the culprits. They're simply following orders for the sake of their own survivalhood. Survivalhood?
誰か見てたんだ本当かおい今後は怪しい真似はするなわかった
Aww.
待てよ。あれは確かに。
これ以上騒ぎにするなわかるだろ
わかったよ。
Even the guard knows the wrath and the unreasonable anger and cruelty of Lady Shermay is not beneficial for anyone. And I'm sure even the guards will get punished as collateral damage. So the guards are like, okay, I know, okay, all right, let's pretend this never happened.
水霊がいてくれて助かったこれにて一件落着
Oh no. Oh no. Of course Shermay shows up. Come on, author. Your writing's too good. As soon as I lower my guard, along with Mama lowering her guard, boom. The source of their fear and the source of cruelty literally shows up on the dot. What can I say? The writing is truly, truly impeccable. Oh man.
一体何の騒ぎかしら
Oh, she looks dead inside. Yeah, dude, she looks dead inside. There's like no light in her pupil. And she's not even recognizing or conversing with the young master.
そうなのなぜクス氏が外に出ているのか気になるのだけど ダメよ。しつけをしなくちゃいけなくなるもの。
Come on, Lolan, interfere.
ぶった方がいいかしらね。
シャメイ様それは
何
Oh man.
子供ですそれに対して
When Shrem, I'm not gonna call her lady because she's barely a lady. Shremme, when she says a few go whack in your rear, she's not talking about just like a light spanking with hands. She's talking about the caning. Remember, I talked about a form of a capital punishment in ancient China, and obviously that's what Sui Rei is saying, that he's just a child. It's not just a few good spanking. We're talking about potentially breaking bones, obviously cruel child abuse, and potentially threatening the young master's life. That's what's happening. Again, When I say Shenmei sociopathic, I'm talking about clinically. As a former forensic psychotherapist, she 100% exhibits antisocial personality disorder. And I know I said that as a potential hypothesis for Luolan with the whole kidnapping, the whole coincidence and all that. But of course, I retracted that because she was simply following the order of Shenmei. But here, another display of her antisocial or sociopathic traits, cruelty, and her disregard of young child, that he is a child. Full stop.
何も
Oh, dude, she's like dead inside. That's wild. What have they been doing to her? Because we saw in the previous episode, in the quarters of the bed, on the bed, we saw his mother and someone else, but they looked like they were drugged out, right? So what's been happening? Man, so many more questions.
ということは
Oh man.
でもそういうことになる
So what is Shenmei doing? Shenmei's using Prisoner's Dilemma. Definition right here. Prisoner's Dilemma, which is a classic case study and a reference point for game theory. So Prisoner's Dilemma, simply put, is when you put two prisoners apart from each other and with this gap of information or information asymmetry that I talked about before, you interrogate one of the prisoners and you use that as a leverage against the other prisoners and say that, hey, your buddy told me the truth. If you keep holding out, you're going to get all the punishment, all the crimes, and all the conviction. So the interrogator, or again, like Justice Department, police, whatever, they will pit each other against each other. So their team and alliance fall apart. That's Prisoner's Dilemma, and usually it works because it's human psychology. Because of that deeply ingrained self-preservation mechanism, that's what Shenmei is doing. Oh, so you're saying that someone made a big deal out of nothing? Someone made a hassle and is inconveniencing me and wasting my time and everyone's time, wasteful of resources? And she looks at the guard. What is she doing? She's pitting what Sui Rei is saying against what a guard is saying. That's why the guard is flustered. He's like, no, no, no. And of course, the guard is going to tell the truth. Again, Prisoner's Dilemma. This is psychological.
水ろうで反省し
不尽だ
It's so unreasonable. She doesn't need a reason. Yep. Her cruelty and her behaviors do not need any reason. Ergo, she is a full-blown sociopath. I mean, I guess we could say she's a psychopath, right? Psychopathic. Because usually, I mean, I talked a lot more about, sociopathy, psychopathy in my Death Note series because that's more forensic aligned. So I'm not going to go too much into that. But psychopath and sociopath can be used interchangeably. But the technical difference is psychopath are not as good as with their pro-social masking and sociopath. Sociopath is a little bit better at covering up their nature. In other words, there's a lot of sociopath in our society. Top surgeons, a lot of military folks like Navy, SEAL, Special Forces, many of them have sociopathic traits, but they're not antisocial because they still follow the norms of the society, like fighting for the country, right? Performing this precise surgical precisions as a surgeon because you're not fazed by certain things, right? So sociopathy, when utilized in a pro-social context, has tremendous benefits for the society, whereas psychopath tends to be a lot of serial killers and etc., mass killers, right, etc., etc. So in that sense, I guess I will update what I said about Shenmei. She is, she's a psychopath because, like I said, she doesn't need a reason. She kills, she punishes, she lashes out her cruelty at her free will without any warranted reasoning or cause. Yeah, that's what Mama was saying, and it's true.
どうでもいいんだ
Yep. Yep. Psychopathic, truly.
人事だ放っておけばいい
Although Mama's monologue saying that, she's going to interfere because what do we know about Mama's greatest love language? Act of service, clinical care. And that is her altruism. When other people's lives are at stake, although Mama rationally understands that she needs to preserve herself first, but when push comes to shove, she will always prioritize other people. How do we know that? That's her behavioral pattern since the beginning of the series.
でも
Yep. Yep.
では二人に罰を与えることにしましょう
クソババア
Yo, old hag. What? What? I thought that was in her head. I thought that was her monologue. She actually said that out loud? Wretched old hack. Shermay was first surprised, and then she was in. Look at her, the progression of her micro expressions. She went from surprised to in disbelief to to shocked, and now she's like stunned. That was amazing animation. So many emotions in that one quick second. Oh man.
バカだな。
See, here's another example of she knew the risk and what's going to happen to her when she speaks up. Yet she did it anyway. Sometimes we have to place our integrity in doing the right thing above our safety. Of course, it's not easy, and not all of us can do that. Of course not. But that's what Mama is demonstrating. Her dignity and her integrity above all, in addition to saving young master's life. Because like I said, his life will be a danger if Shenmei proceeds with her punishment. Man.
私が頼みました。この砦から逃がすようにと、私がその子供に頼みました。
Man.
この
Oh.
今度のクスシはろくでもないようね。少し反省を促しましょう。
So obviously, I'm still gonna talk about it, but do you even for psychopaths such as Shenmei, in addition to like, oh, sure there's that cruelty, sure there's that just enjoyment of just the sadistic nature of deriving enjoyment from other people's suffering. Sure, that's her characteristic. But do you know what she cares more about? And this is the power of intrinsic motivation. She is most motivated intrinsically by the preservation of her beauty, immortality. So I wonder what's gonna come on top. Her desire for cruelty and punishment and the insults by Mao Mao, or her desire for beauty and immortality? Because Mao Mao, as of right now, is the only hope that she got. So we'll see which part of her nature wins.
こいつを水ろへ。
やっぱりおとなしくしてお。
So water chamber, I'm sure that she'll reveal it. Water chamber was one of the common torture methods in Chinese dynasty era, where you get hung up, like obviously with like what do we call those, like handcuffs, cuffed up, but you're either half of your body or 2/3 of your body are immersed in cold water in some prison cell, but it's a water chamber. And obviously you can see the torturing nature of that, especially in winter.
それではまたクスシがいなくなります。
あらスイレ。
Oh.
勝手に動いてはダメ。
申し訳ございません。
Look at the stronghold guards' expression in behind Shenmei, right? Because again, out of everyone here, only Shenmei is psychopathic. Everyone else is normal. And obviously her cruelty speaks for herself. Again, especially in this winter. What does that mean? Let's leave her let her banish her to the water chamber. What does that say? Obviously let her die, because Mama will die if no one interferes in this weather condition. Clearly, right? Oh, gosh, dude. What the? Dude, Shenmei, shout out to the studio. Like, what a great portrayal of Shenmei's despicable nature as a psychopathic individual. And so far, the revealed culprit. That is as sickening as someone could be. And again, she's a psychopath. So are we surprised? No. So gross, though.
高貴な血が流れていようと。
Oh,
一度
man.
汚れた血が混じったらおしまい。
So she licked the blood and spit it out just for a setup so she can insult this. Even the most noble blood is soiled or tainted with a drop of filth is introduced. She did all that just for this insult. That's wild. I feel bad for Shenmei. What a pathetic existence.
なかった。バカがもう一人。
They are the same. Mao Mao and Sui Rui. They truly are so similar in so many ways, in the most wonderful manner. Alright, Luolan, finally, about time to interview.
私、あれを使いたいです。
あれ？ああ、 大盆のことね。
大盆？
ともの。
なんだ。
Oh, interesting. So remember I said Taibon is, I could be wrong, but based on the kanji, it's like an enclosed space and they put a bunch of bugs in there. And maybe they're using that as like a torture method, or even maybe they have snakes in there, right? Because look at Soyerei's, she's like hyperventilating. Her body's like, she's having chest pain, shortness of breath, right? You can see the fear, and she's having this full-blown trauma response. And what do we know about her biggest fear? Snakes. So the fact that Soyerei is having all these PTSD trauma response means Taibon is precisely the source of her trauma. So maybe it's not just about bugs. Maybe it's about bugs and snakes. Although the actual kanji letter was more about the bugs, right? But yeah, I mean, like I said, it is a torture method. So one more thing, and I wonder if, obviously, Luolan is on their side and she wants to protect them by also minimizing potential harm coming her way. And sounds like it's obviously cruel, but at least to me, it sounds like Taibon, as cruel and as torturing it may be, they're going to survive despite other crazy trauma they will incur. Whereas the water chamber, like I talked about, they will 100% die. They will not survive. It is what it is. So in that sense, in terms of the actual bottom line of cruelty, by choosing Taibon, regardless of the anticipated scars and trauma, at least their lives will be spared. One is her half-sister and one is Mao Mao, her friend when she was Shisho, right? Or Shisui, rather. So yeah, so I even see Luolan's consideration and effort. As subtle as they may be, it is still effort regardless, because of the dire circumstances with Shenmei, the psychopath, being in charge. Sometimes all we can do is all we can do. Full stop.
寿司を連れてお行き。
Okay, at least Soyerei is not being punished like that. Okay. I'm also, I mean, is the plot twist where Mama is gonna thrive because she loves... Wait, just kidding. She doesn't like insects, because we realized Luolan is the one that liked insects, but Mama didn't. Although she's not scared of insects, but she's not fond of them. But I wonder the plot twist is Mama doesn't mind, because she is an excellent apothecary and a mad scientist.
ここだ。
They're gonna dump the insects and stuff from above, I'm guessing, or somewhere there's gonna be an entry point.
悪く思うなよ。あんたには助けてもらったが、神明様の命令だ。
Yeah, guard, I get it. You're trying your best. There's only stuff that you can do.
大盆。そうだ。思い出した。
Yep. Called it.
罪人を閉じ込める。その中に。だけだ。
Wow, even Mama's afraid. Wow. Again, she doesn't... I mean, there's a difference between not being afraid of insects under normal circumstances versus being entrapped in an enclosed space where you can no longer escape, filled with deadly insects and bugs and, right? Like snakes. That's a different state. And of course, Mamo, at the end of the day, she's a human and she's a girl. I mean, gender aside, I'll be pooping myself when I'm in this situation. Like, I do not like bugs, especially because my military experience, sleeping in foxholes, right? I'm not a fan, you know?
なんて愛らしい。
Wait, hold on. Hold up. Was that look she showed, Mamao's displayed and facial expression wasn't about fear, but excitement? I mean, I kind of called it earlier, but I took it back because I thought she was scared, but I guess not. I mean, she is a mad scientist. And what mad scientists are afraid of the very material they experiment with? I mean, right? Dude. Mama's gonna go ham.
だって俺が
Did she make fire and she was cooking? That ass. Don't tell me Mao Mao was having a full-blown cookout and a picnic in the middle of this room of torture. Mao Mao, I can't afford to drink any more of your Kool-Aid. I'm overhydrated to the max. I'm at the risk of drowning, like I talked about, from drinking Kool-Aid. Like, come on. There is no end, Mao Mao, to your capacity to surprise me and impress me. Unreal, dude. Oh man, I've had snake meat. It's not tasty at all. I'm not a fan. It's too gamey, but at least still a source of meat and protein. How did you make fire, dude? That's what I want to know. What are you? She's having yakitori. What are you doing? Mama's having yakitori, bro. Like what? How does she make fire?
塩持ってませんか
Dude.
ヘビです
Wow.
魚
かんざしでさばいて松明で炙りました
Oh, the torch. Yeah, how are you so calm?
やれるな
That's
ヘ
the
ビも
million
虫
dollar
も
question.
冬眠前で動きが鈍いですから持ってた薬草を灰にして虫除けにし
Wow, she made a repellent circle. All in such short time as they were slowly crawling out of the box. Mama, what is the speed of your brain synapses firing? It is fast. It is like light speed fast. I mean, obviously, because that's what intelligence is. Intelligence, best defined, is our ability to process information. And our ability to process information is predicated on the speed of our brain synapses firing neurons. Right? That's what it is. And Mao Mao's brain synapses are fast, lightning fast. To make all these decisions, collect intel, right? And then make a decisive decision before, I don't know, any threat. That's unreal.
来た意味あったの
To let her out.
で何のご用です
とガキに頼まれたんだよお前さ
Aww.
んを助けてやってくれって
Nice. Aww. Gratitude.
で俺たちはお咎めがなかったからな
True?
二人が
もうこんな場所やってられねえ外じゃのろしが上がってた都から討伐軍が来る合図だとよ
Oh, there's force. Oh, the forbidden army is coming. I forgot. Will we see the crown, Moonfrog Prince Jinshi, or Moon Prince Moonprint be at the front of the forbidden army, coming from the palace, marching? Because, you know, usually kings and the leader are there on the front of the military army. It's obviously to boost morale and all that. Although strategically, I would say that's pretty stupid because you're in the front and you're an easy target. But in terms of the morale and the positioning, the hierarchy, right? Top position people are in the front, and that's usually how it is, right? Because one of the biggest cultural component of Eastern Asia, like China and Korea, is the face value differentiator. It's like the face. We want to save face at all costs, right? So that's what that is. And it's not good or bad. It's just a cultural norm.
砦は大騒ぎだおかげでここまで忍び込めたけどな俺はもう行くあんたも逃げるなら反対側の階段は使うなよ
If you're going to run too, oh, now they're on the same team. You repay kindness with kindness. Beautiful.
火薬を製造してんだと
火薬
Mama
人
knew
が
it
多
too.
いしもし
Oh, here's my prediction. Mama's gonna use her scientific knowledge to cause explosion in the gunpowder in the basement to A, break the stronghold from within, right? Because you know what is the most point of fragility and vulnerability in terms of like a iron fortress such as the stronghold? It's not from the outside, it's from the inside. You want to break it from inside out. And what material has that capacity? Gunpowder. How do we know that? There was a very slight, very subtle foreshadowing earlier when Mao said, what is that? Gunpowder? I hope it doesn't explode. I didn't catch that at that point, but now I do. That's a foreshadowing. I think Mao is going to cause an explosion, and it's going to help her with the escape, also help distract everyone else, and also provide the forbidden army led by Moon Prince an opportunity. Let's go, Mao. Mao is now become an insider. She's going to go from a prisoner to an insider to turn the tide of this battle. Or at least I hope that happens.
爆発でもしたら巻き込まれ
ありがとうございます反対側の階段
Yep,
で
you
すね
see? Mama's going.
おい
Yep.
俺は止めたからな。
Yep. Let's go, Mama. This is why science is so cool. Without science, Mama would not be able to do what she's about to do based on my prediction. Science is cool, y'all. Science is cool. Yep. It's a complete disregard of these people's lives by Shinmei. Yep. They're going to die because obviously all the smell, gunpowder itself is poisonous. It's very toxic. It's toxins. I hope there's enough gunpowder for the explosion though. After Mama obviously evacuate all the workers and whatnot. So dumb. Wow, Luo Lan is the one that's going to evacuate them. Because that was like the only loop in this plot would be how would Ma Mao convince these people? It's not just about convincing. It's that they have to convince them to go against the order of the tyranny, Shenmei. That's the biggest barrier and obstacle. But I forgot. Only other person that has the authority to do that is Luo Lan, Lady Luo Lan. Gray minds think alike. Ma Mao and Luo Lan did not communicate with each other. There is no pre-planning. Yet, gray minds think alike. They arrive at the same converging points. The same plan. Brilliant, dude. Let's go, Luo Lan. Let's go, Ma Mao.
お嬢様、どうして？
もうすぐ討伐軍が攻めてきます。その前に逃げなさい。
Whoa! Hola. Yo. Oh, that's a lot of gunpowder. That is a lot.
お嬢様？
あなたも
Sleep.
早く。頑張って逃げてね。
Oh, good luck getting away. That wasn't a Luo Lan smile. That was the smile of Shi Sui. I think that's her true personality. Such a kind smile. Good luck. Ganbatte. Yo. 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 Kaboom. Did that guard come back to check in on Ma Mao? Oh, what a nice guy. Oh, dude, Ma Mao's entrapped. Okay, I definitely did not see it coming. I guess I predicted the plot, but I did not predict the actual details and the contributing factors and who is going to make all this happen. And again, with this such unpredictably impressive writing, Ma Mao's entrapped. He's stuck. Oh no, dude. This is really bad. Okay, she escaped. Okay.
ローラ。あれ？ママ、なんでいる
Oh,
の？
her real voice.
こっちだって聞き
Aww.
ママなら平気だと思ったんだ。
Oh, wow. It's not just to prevent from water chamber. I mean, sure, yes. But it's because Luo Lan knows Ma Mao and that she's not afraid of insects. What do I call her, y'all? Do I call her Luo Lan? Do I call her Shi Sui? Like, anyway. Shi Sui knew Ma Mao's true capacity. All of this was a plan. Beautiful, beautiful teamwork.
やっぱり
Yep, wow. It was Oishi.
意味わかんないからそ
Wow,
れ。
that is really crazy.
好んで虫食べる人に言われたくない
Oh, yeah, let's catch up later, y'all. Yeah, please.
討伐軍が来る
Yes,
早く行くよ
yes. Let's get your priorities straight. My goodness. Aww.
私は行かない。
What?
まだやることがあるから。
She's going to remain behind and continue to break this stronghold from within, including, I'm sure, to take out Shenmei, her ultimate goal. But that's hard because that's her mom. You know what I mean? Oh man, that's really hard. Oh, What do you guys think? If you knew your own mother is a psychopath, a tyranny, a truly a menace and source of evil to the society, to your country, and you know that as a matter of fact, without a shadow of doubt, what can we do? Are we able to take out our own mother, blood mother, just because they're evil, truly evil? Oh, that's an impossible ask. That is an impossible dilemma. But I'm sure Luolan has her plans and other stuff that she want to, again, continue to break this stronghold from within. The question is, will Mao Mao remain behind and help Luolan? That's the question. I mean, knowing her, I think she would. Yep, of course. Just like Sui Rui and Mao Mao are similar, so is Shi Sui and Mao Mao, as I talked about many times throughout the series.
来るの？今なら逃げられるのに。バカだとは思う。お母様に知られたら怖いわ。大切にされてるように見えたけど。
Shenmei only cares for herself. If she cares for Luolan, it's not for Luolan. It's rather it's this narcissistic perspective, this narcissistic view of she likes Luolan as an extension, pure blood extensions of herself. So in other words, just like how narcissists, I'm talking about clinically, narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, who I've worked with before in my forensic work, true narcissists, they like their children and they love their children, but it's not about the children that they love. It's that they love themselves and the extension of themselves and their genetics. Likewise, I think that's what Shenmei doesn't really care for Luolan. She cares about herself in the pure bloodline that Luolan represents. So it's not Luolan that she cares about.
お母様はね、私の顔もろくに覚えてないの。物心がつく頃には。人形なんだ。
Yep.
可愛
Her
くて
trophy.
何でも言うことを聞くお人形。
Yep. Ah, even her makeup style is after Shenmei's own makeup style. You see that? Luolan is Shenmei's mini-me. Shenmei loves herself so much, but she doesn't love her daughter.
お姉様！また来たのか。
Aww. Aww, what a bright personality. Oh, gosh, so ugly. Shenmei, I said this before, but Shenmei is truly ugly. Capital U. Inside and out. Ah, what a despicable person. Man.
うちわで頬を打ったの。下女の格好になったら。
Wow, she didn't even recognize her. That's wild.
そこにいるのはただの下女なんだ。
Wow.
それでも。お母様にいじめられていた。
Bullying is a life
姉様の
term.
母様もきっと私のお母様にいびられて死んだの。
Yeah. Gosh, such an
親
ugly
子
person.
2代で
Oh,
私を
gosh.
愚弄するのか。娘も何をするかわからないバイタだって。地獄かと思う。
Oh, the music, the background music is perfect too. Mother and daughter.
たちで戻ってきた時には父のそばに私の母と私がいた。
高貴な血が流れていようと一度汚れた血が混じ
聞いたことない？先帝の最初の犠牲者。先帝との間に生まれた。
Wait, Sui Rui is the child of the late emperor? That's why the most noble blood from the late emperor himself? Hold on.
引き離された女官。
Yeah, okay.
確か去年亡くなった。
The person who told the ghost stories?
その
Grandmother! Oh, it's the grandparents with the timeline. Yeah, I know, obviously patron folks commented the timeline wouldn't work out, but but Sui Rui is the blood of the late emperor, the royal bloodline, obviously through horrible sexual assault, but that's what Shenmei meant, the most noble blood. Not of Shi Shou's blood, because he's not royalty, but The true royal bloodline. Wow.
お母様が高級にいた時の次女だったん
The
だ。
family tree is nuts in this show, dude. It's
やっ
crazy.
ぱり。水霊には皇族の血が流れているの
Dude.
か。
Whoa. Did not see that coming at all.
仕掛けたけど、そのおばあ様の仕業だったのかもね。
Oh. Wow, the carbon monoxide poisoning. That wasn't the first attempt. They've been doing that. That was grandmother's doing. Again, the keyword resentment. Festering resentments against the late emperor. And everything that represents by the imperial bloodline. Trauma runs deep, y'all. Honestly, this is one of the greatest shows that I've seen that has powerfully portrayed the impact, the long-term implications and impact of intergenerational trauma. That's the keyword for this episode. Intergenerational trauma. That's wild, dude. Yeah, that's wild. Wow.
私はお母様の娘だもの。すごく憎かったと思うの。幽霊になっても殺そうと思うくらい。幽霊なんているかわからないよ。まおまおらしい。
The scientist.
お母様の復
The music, the ominous music is back. It's the same background music for the ghost story episode.
讐だけに。お父様には西の民の血が流れていて、
Mother
それ
Royal
は王母と
bloodline.
同じ流れだから
Yep.。Colorblind. That makes sense.
お前が新しい王母になればいい。お母様はずっとそう言っていた。死水。何と呼ぶのが正解かわからない。
I don't know which one to call her, Mama. We're on the same brave wavelength. Same. I literally said that. I agree. Like, I think Shi Sui is her true personality, but yeah, what do we call her? Because as I talked about, our names and our faces are the two primary markers of our identities. Full stop.
でも、
Yeah, which is a real her, you know?
死水。
Oh, she changed her name. Aww.
何？
Oh, this is huge. If you look at the micro expressions of Shisui, she went from stunt. It's kind of like a callback to Shenmei's facial expression, but here it's the opposite. But similarly, Shisui also was surprised, disbelief, and stunt, and her facial expression softened. Because every time she has this very piercing eye gaze, is Luolan, but when she has a softened facial expression and affect, she's Shisui. And Mao Mao called her by her true name. At least the name that Shi Sui identifies with. In other words, Shi Sui, maybe for the first time in a very long time, felt seen, not looked at, but felt seen, felt acknowledged by another human being that happens to be Mao Mao, who happens to be her very good friends when she was disguising as Shi Sui. Or rather, she was undisguising, because Luolan is her disguise. But the point is, Shi Sui felt seen for the first time in a very long time. In this such a fateful moment, while the stronghold is falling apart, the explosion internally, the Forbidden Army is marching upon them. Could this be more faithful than it is already? Shout out to the writer, man. You're a goat.
高級で堕胎剤の材料が。
Oh,
前に
wow.
死水がしてた怪談話。鈴虫の妻が夫を食べ
That
る。
was her foreshadowing of her abortion?
あれは自分の話をしてた。
What a crazy foreshadowing. What? That was about herself? Dude, I mean, this is one of those shows that you have to rewatch it. I mean, it's a necessity. Like, it's not an option. We have to rewatch it. Unreal, dude. What kind of a foreshadowing was that?
高級というカゴの中で、いずれこう。
Wow, that's wild. That
帝を食ら
symbolism
う
is
自分
crazy.
を虫に例え
Wow.
て。
That's why she spit it out too.
知ってる。マオマオはほんと鋭いな。
Mamo's brain synapses be going crazy. The young master, I hope he's just taking a nap.
謎悪いの
No, oh shit, he's poisoned. He's poisoned. Is he alive? He's alive, okay.
息はないわ
What? Is it the coma medication?
毒を飲ませたのか
Wait, what? What the Wait, what is happening?
薬よ
The coma medicine.
目に見えてるでしょ
Getting killed by the Forbidden Army, aka Emperor's faction and Moon Prince. Yes, like I said that before. This is all treason. Shisho and Shenmei's entire lineage will be wiped out. So yes, Shi Sui. So many tongue twisters. Shi Sui is correct, and I'm guessing she did this to induce him into coma, so Mao Mao could save them or something. There's no way she killed these children, right?
甘いジュースに混ぜて飲ませたのみんなで巻物を見た後に
I'm stressed.
のお母様と仲良しだったから今日が遅れてきたのはマオマオを助け出そうとしていたからなのね
Oh. Dude, he knew.
唇を噛みしめてでも一気に飲み干したのよ
Wait. Shi Sui did kill them? But it was like a mercy killing? Because dying peacefully and painlessly through drinking this poison mixed with sweet juice is the most peaceful way for them to die. Because when they get killed by the Emperor's faction, again, it is what it is, the civil war. That's the consequences. It will not be peaceful. It's all likely they're all gonna die of executions or like decapitation, getting their head chopped off, or the caning, right? But it will be very, very cruel capital punishment. Why? Because the Emperor and his faction, Moon Prince, all of them, they have to make it a point to show the nation that there is a cost that comes with defiance and treason. It is what it is. Rules must be abided. Because if Shisho and Shenmei's faction won, the same thing will happen to the entire lineage of the Emperor and Jinshi anyway, right? So it's the same thing. So I guess this is a mercy killing by Shisui. Oh, dude, I did not see this coming at all. At all. I'm stunned. Speaking of surprise, shocked, disbelief, and being stunned and speechless. Oh, that's a lot to process, dude. What?
どうして私を連れてきたの
Is Shisui also gonna kill herself? Dude, what a insane cliffhanger, and what? Oh, I'll be processing more after I finish the recording before my next session, but I can't even say this was my favorite episode, actually. This is so effed up and so dark and so complicated. I mean, I don't blame, man, I don't know what to say. Do I blame Shisui for what she did, the mercy killing? Because what she said is true and it is factual. But maybe there is an opportunity for Mamo to advocate to Jinshi to spare these children's lives, but probably not, because Mamo doesn't have that much influence, and this is much beyond her. This is much bigger than Jinshi. This is about the dynasty, the cohesion. Oh man, I feel so conflicted. Oh man, this is just like my question about whether Shisui would take out her mother. How I said that's like an impossible ask, an impossible dilemma. So is this. What she did towards those children is also an impossible dilemma. This is wild. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Anyway, let me I'm gonna go offline and debrief and decompress and process. Anyway, y'all, hey, thanks for tuning in, and I'm sure you guys felt equally speechless and conflicted as I did when you guys first watched it, and now we're on the same boat. Anyway, thanks for being here, as always, and until next time. Peace!